Okay, everyone, and welcome yet again to DDLC Now, I realize that this is a day off on my original upload schedule, and that's because, well, I had my birthday 2 days ago. Yes, happy birthday, me. I turned 20. Yay, your boy's an official young adult now. Just one more year and I'll be able to drink over there with the Americans, but sadly that's not going to happen. I'll just take this hat off. It's kind of bugging me. Instead, I'll just put my hood on. Why? Because I'm feeling like a cool dude, that's why. I'm feeling a little bit gangsta. So, I feel like this might be the final episode for the Natsuki route, and we can swiftly move on to the final girl available before we move on to Yuri. Or Monika, I should say. We can swiftly move on to Yuri, and I actually do think I saved it for last because, like I said, her route's the shortest by far. So if you just do her route quickly, get that done with, then we can move on to Monika and finish this thing off. And I think Monika is the longest route by far. A solid 4 hours of extra content. So yeah, let's just dive right back in, shall we? Again, I apologize. I'll really try to keep to my schedule now. I know I keep saying that, but this time I truly promise, alright? So, let's just dive right in. Right, these choices. I made them because I was being an idiot. But, yeah, it's late again. Yet again, because I'm once again being an idiot, it's 11 p.m. And I stopped at 11 before, so I only got half an hour, so let's just make this quick. Should we get something to eat? Find a place that doesn't rip you off like that one time. Fast food it is. For most people, going to a fast food restaurant wouldn't be romantic. Sorry, scratch that. For basically anyone, going to a fast food restaurant wouldn't be romantic. I mean, what if the girl I like digs McDonald's? I'd totally take her to McDonald's. Luckily, Natsuki wasn't just anyone. We're just gonna go, oh, yep, here we are. Well, we're here. We walk into the restaurant. There's a certain modern atmosphere to it, although it doesn't necessarily mask the fact that this is a fast food place and the fact that we're going on a date at a fast food place. Like, come on, dude, stop! Oh, you're schooling your school. What's your school uniform? Once we order our food, we sit down next to each other at an empty table. I know this place is a bit weird for a date, but we've gotten here before, haven't we? Yeah, I don't think you have to be worried, Alex. I'd rather be somewhere comfortable than somewhere super romantic. And this place is comfortable for me, so we eventually receive our food. As Natsuki unwraps her hamburger, I notice that she seems unsure about something. Is everything alright? There's something I've been wanting to try. I started to drink some water. Will you feed me? The only option I have is spit out the water I'm drinking, so let's go. What? Not. What? That's. I'm just curious, okay? I've seen so many other couples do it, and let me get this straight. You want me to feed you? Don't make me say it again. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't the least bit curious about what it was like too. Sure, I guess. I get up and walk over to the utensil center to grab a fork and then sit back down in my chair. So, Natsuki, we're really doing this. Like I said, it's one of those things you have to do at least once. According to who? Alright, so then I take the fork and stick it in the burger, right? I guess. Wait, you eat burgers with a fork? It's a lifestyle, Natsuki. Anyway, next you open your mouth. Actually, I changed my mind. What? This is too embarrassing. Natsuki, we're at a fast food restaurant. Not a single person is going to judge. Sure, feeding someone a hamburger isn't how it's usually done if you want to be romantic. Actually, nobody does that. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't be weird for someone to judge. Still, I have to get up and grab a fork. You don't want to waste the 10 seconds I spent to get us a fork, dude. It's 10 seconds, dude. I think what I'm saying is very convincing, personally. Fine! Natsuki opens her mouth as I put the fork into it. She bites down and quickly chews, filled with embarrassment. Well, she swallows and tries to think of something to respond with. Oh, this song. Dun, 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 dun. I can jazz out to this song, not gonna lie. I'm not sure if I'd be able to hit that bass. This one I probably would be able to, but the bass solo during the dun, dun, no. That was a thing. Yep, that was definitely a thing. I'm glad we can both agree on that. Can we also agree to never do that again? At least not in a fast food restaurant. Sure, because I wasn't going to do it again anyway. Not for now, at least. Yeah. That was weird. And so we finish up our food and leave the restaurant. Once we head home, things go back to normal. Not things seemed like they went back to normal. I mean that we didn't even think about Natsuki's dad once. Or rather, we thought about it but didn't want to admit it had been on our minds. Oh, by the way, your boy's got himself a new mask. Just wanted to show that off. Look at the colors of this thing. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I got this thing as a birthday gift from a girl, by the way, so, from my brother. So, thanks, bro. In any case, sorry for getting so off topic. In any case, I want to address something before I forget. This guy has been, well, I wouldn't exactly say pestering, but asking me in my comment section, he's like the one consistent commenter for the past 3 videos, if I want to play his mod. And I replied to it. I'm not sure if I've got an answer yet, but in case you haven't read that reply yet, I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to play your mod. I've already got one other mod, maybe 1 or 2 other mods that I've got on the docket to play later. So I'm not entirely sure if I can get to that. Plus, I don't really feel like my channel's at the stage of taking requests just yet. May help get the word out there, but I don't know. I don't think my mod is not taking the credit here. Your mod is gonna get much exposure anyway when it's my channel who's playing it, because I don't know if you noticed, but my channel has 7 subs. You included. So good luck trying to get that mod of yours some traction on my channel. It's not gonna happen, dude. So sorry to burst your bubble like that, but I'm gonna have to say no. I'm sorry, but I just A, don't really feel like taking requests yet, and B, don't really feel like my channel's at the point where it would give your mod any significant boost in interest. So, yeah. Now that we have that out of the way, back to the mod. Or rather, we thought about it, but didn't want to admit it had been on our minds. The rest of the night goes well enough. There was no drama, at least. Tomorrow, though, I doubt it'll be as peaceful as I'm hoping for. I don't know why, but it feels like something's about to happen, because something is about to happen. No flashback. I'm tired of this. Not now, Natsuki. Not now? If not now, then when? How much longer is this going to be put off? I'm serious. We'll discuss this later. Like I said, you keep saying we'll talk about it later, but nothing ever actually happens. I don't want to keep living like this, and I don't think you do either. Go to your room, Natsuki. We'll discuss this later, and that is final. No, we have to do something. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because I still care about you. You don't know what I'd care for things to go back to the way they used to be. It's not that easy. None of this is. Do you not understand, Natsuki? I understand, but it doesn't change anything. I asked you to leave. How many times do I have to say it? Leave. I won't. Leave. I have to settle this. Leave. Never. Leave! No! Not until you at least try to change. Not until we have a better life. We'll never get it. No, you're the one who doesn't get it. You never got it. Enough! Natsuki? Sorry, I had to tone down my screams because, like I said, it's 11 at night, and if my parents start asking questions, I'll be the one to blame, and I'll have to interrupt the episode, and we don't want that. A whole lot of silence. Okay, I think he either just beat the ever-loving crap out of her, or just got really threatening and pulled out his 36 caliber, 45 caliber, and just wanted to. No, I'm sorry. No. Oh my dear Itsuko, you have no idea how much I wish you were still with us. Itsuko, I'm guessing, is their mom, or I just don't know what to do. I freeze in place. It's him. It was the night after mine and Natsuki's anniversary. She had gone to bed, and I was about to join her when I heard a knock on the door. So I went to open it up, and there he was. I was face to face with Natsuki's dad, and by myself this time. As I was saying, back to where I left off. I just don't know what to do. Hi. What do I even do here? Let him in, I guess. You see, well, he plops me to the couch in the living room. I hope you don't mind. Well, it's not like I can do anything about it anyway. What are you here for? You look kind of upset yesterday. Yeah, he doesn't have a sprite in this mod either. This mod, like you said, well, not like anyone said, but I said this earlier, is that this mod is fairly old. It's one of the earliest mods in the DDLC community, so it at least got made 3 years ago at this point. So it's still not, I don't think the not stat sprite really fully got made until like a year or a few months later. So it wasn't yet ready to be used. Oh, that. Sorry about running away when you tried speaking to me, but I didn't feel like discussing anything at the time. I was upset after all. What happened yesterday isn't related to what I need to ask you, though. From my understanding, Natsuki has been living with you, correct? Yes. For half a year, then. A pain expression rests on his face. I'm not here to criticize you or tell you how to live your life. It seems I've lost the right to even give advice for my own daughter's life. I wanted to see things for myself, though. I hear the door to my room open.
Alex? Who's there? I think I recognize that voice.
Nobody, Natsuki! That was the worst lie I could have come up with. The absolute worst lie possible. It's clear I wasn't at the top of my game right now. I'm talking to your boyfriend. As soon as Natsuki hears that, she slams the door shut. That's one problem solved, I guess. Not really. What am I saying? I'm panicking to no end, and that was probably the worst solution in history. We're actually going to talk about this right here? Great. Of course. I mean, I expect her to. I'm talking to your boyfriend. Slam that door shut. Natsuki, we need to hash things out here. Like, come on. I think this is leading up to the final choice, by the way. So we're gonna finish this today. This will be the final Natsuki round episode. Aren't there better places to talk about this? It's not going to change anything at this point. I'd ask another question. You've seen Natsuki and I go on dates multiple times. How come you never did anything other than ask me a question once? He looks off to the side. I guess I accepted it early on. My daughter didn't want to live with me anymore. She cut ties. It pains me to realize that, but what was I supposed to do? You and I both know she wouldn't have come back to me. Certainly not if I approached you two in the middle of something. I was stuck. Done. She's gone. I feel slightly more comfortable about speaking to him at this point, partially because he wasn't going to murder me. Not totally comfortable, but that made it a little better. That sums it up, yeah. What a shame. Unlike what I expected, he doesn't have a hint of anger in his voice. Only regret. You seem rather calm about all this. Of course. Like I said, I accepted it. There's nobody to be angry at except myself. This is my fault. I know I've made the biggest mistake of my life. I already hated myself before all this happened. But ever since Natsuki left, I've been worse. I loathed myself more each day, wondering how I could have lost my temper like that. Wondering how I could have broken a promise I made to my own wife. He pauses. But I doubt you want to hear about that. And I understand. And I must think I'm a terrible excuse for a parent. I'm not trying to gain any sympathy from you. Good, because I wasn't going to give him any. He doesn't expect any sympathy from me. Good, because I wasn't going to give him any. Wow. Straight up savage, aren't we, Alex? But at last, I finally feel better enough to talk a bit more. Acknowledging your awful actions doesn't excuse them from being awful. I thought I had gone too far with that, but Natsuki's dad takes a deep breath and speaks again, as surprisingly calm as ever. I'm aware. There's no redeeming myself for what I did. Believe me, I'm not trying to deny that. I'm just trying to think about what to do next. He pauses again, this time for even longer. Natsuki probably told you about me distancing myself from everyone, didn't she? She did. Yes, after I lost my wife, and as a tear rolled down his cheek, he stops yet again. I'm sorry, just after I lost my wife, I became a recluse. I tried to provide for Natsuki, but I didn't provide nearly enough. Even with our financial situation, there's still so much more I could have done. I could have cared for her so much more. There's a reason she's so skinny, you know. I digress. My point is, nobody should have to be raised by a parent like myself. Nobody should have to be raised by someone who won't give full attention to their kid. Another tear rolls down his cheek, then another and another. They don't stop coming. It's such a horrible situation. Now I've lost everything. After Natsuki was born, if I told my past self that I would eventually do that to her, I don't think I would have been able to take it. But that's selfish too, isn't it? I wanted to be there for my daughter no matter what. But I couldn't do it. There's no excuse. He's sobbing at this point, his face buried in his hands. Wow. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. It's utterly unacceptable for me to barge into your house like this. Like many things, I wish I could take it back, but I needed someone to vent to. We sit there, unsure what to say next. After several moments of silence, he speaks up again. I've lived for Natsuki, you know. Even after my wife was gone, things kept getting worse. I lost my job at some point. I don't think I ever told Natsuki that, but I wouldn't be shocked if she figured it out. I barely managed to get any money, period, but that's another story. Natsuki was all I had left. Living the way I did was torture. It absolutely does not excuse my behavior. But simply getting out of bed was a seemingly impossible challenge sometimes. The main reason I was so strict towards her was because I didn't want her to experience the life I was living. Even my strictness was misguided, though. I said it more than enough times, but my life was terrible. But at least I still had my daughter. We argued a lot, though. This is the angle I like a lot. Like a redeemable abusive dad, not a dickhole of an abusive dad that is not redeemable. I like these. I like these takes on the dad because I feel like they're the best takes you could possibly have on Natsuki's father. When I have to pick between abusive dad just for the sake of being abusive and just because he's a dick, and an abusive dad because he's got some past regrets, his wife passed away or left, one of the two. He's got a terrible money situation. He really cares for his daughter, but is unable to provide. Stress wears him down. Has to work like 5 million jobs just to keep things afloat. That's why he takes his anger out on Natsuki, because he has no one else. It's pure just desperation abuse. A lot of times it was about my failure as a parent. I took things too personally. I shouldn't have taken anything personally in the first place. She was my daughter, and she was right. One time I was disappointed in myself, frustrated, upset, defeated, and ultimately regretful. I should have left the room right there, but I kept talking. I kept deflecting. Looking back, everything I said during that conversation is a joke. I kept going. It wasn't even mad at her. I was mad at myself and didn't want to admit it. Living itself was painful. I couldn't take it anymore, so I did something I agreed I would never do at any point in my life as a parent. I hit her. And it was then I lost her too. I was left with truly nothing. It takes some more time to collect his thoughts. I don't go outside much, but during the times I did, I would often spot you and her together. I'm not mad at you, to clarify. She deserves someone better than me anyway. As I was saying, I kept watching you two, thinking about what could have been, thinking about how I could have prevented this. For much of my life, I've blamed everyone else, yet I wouldn't blame the person that was actually responsible for any of this. I didn't blame myself, not until it was too late. I want to think more about this. I want to react somehow, but thoughts are going through my mind so fast that I'm having to push them away entirely. Also, and all I can do for now is listen. I think it's meant to be this way, though. I'm frankly glad it's this way. As I said, Natsuki doesn't deserve me. She doesn't deserve to live the way she did in my house. I still know nothing about you. I don't even know your name. But whenever you and Natsuki were together, she looked so happy, and that's all I ever wanted. I keep searching for words and can't find them. Again, I'm sorry to put you through this. I'm going to take my hood off because it's actually getting hot. This is my responsibility and mine alone. Finally, I bring myself to say something. What do you plan on doing then? That's a good question. I don't want to take my own life at this point. Not because I feel my actions are justified. They're absolutely not. But because I feel so defeated that I can't even bring myself to do that. That only leaves one option left. I think I know what he's getting at. As you might be able to guess, I plan to turn myself into the police. Not that it matters. I'm about to get out of your life as quickly as I entered it. Turn himself into the police? Is that really where it ends? I need to think hard about this. Obviously, he's a terrible parent, not exactly a great person either. But I do wonder if he was always like this. Things went downhill after his wife passed. What about before that? Although Natsuki was probably too young at the time before all that happened to describe what her dad was like then. Is it worth it to try and bring him back to what he used to possibly be? Natsuki did say she still cares for him. Actually, I mean, has he tried family counseling? I don't think he ever brought it up, and Natsuki never mentioned it either. I'll always be there, so I guess it's not like they'd be alone. Natsuki doesn't have to stop living with me unless she wants to. At the very least, I don't think the violence incident will happen again. Natsuki's dad is so much different than I expected him to be. His calm demeanor is the opposite of how I thought he'd behave, and that obviously doesn't clear him of what he did, but I find it interesting. I've never seen someone as lost in life as he is. Which is more worth it, trying to work towards a better life or blissfully living in the one we already have? I'll admit that I'm not even close to being an expert on this. I want the happiest ending we can get to this situation. Maybe it won't actually be that happy, but I want to make the decision I think will lead us to the brightest future. I'll give my advice on what I think is the solution that will be best for all of us in the end. And there it is. You should try reaching out one last time. I looked it up just real quick after I ended last episode. I quickly looked up the other choices I need to make, and this one was the last one. This will lead to the good ending, so we're going to pick it. Natsuki's dad has made mistakes. Awful, irredeemable mistakes, but both Natsuki and her dad care for each other. I don't want this to end with her dad turning herself in. I think we can do better than that. I still believe it's possible to recover. I still believe that giving him a second chance will work, and if it doesn't, oh well, at least we can say we tried. Natsuki's dad is a broken man, a man shattered into thousands of pieces, but something that is broken can also be repaired. I don't want this to end with their dad giving up. I think we can do better than that. I still believe it's possible to turn this around. I believe it's not all over, and if things don't work out, oh well, sometimes that just happens. Natsuki's dad will never be able to fix everything that he did wrong, but we don't need to fix everything. We need to fix enough, and that much is possible. I don't want this to end knowing that this could have been so much better more. I think we can do better than that. I still believe we haven't lost everything. I still believe we have the chance to gain. And if we don't gain anything, oh well, we aren't going to lose anything either. I can work with Natsuki and her dad, and they can work with the therapist. We can all work together to get their lives back. I'm a regular person. I can't force anything to happen. I can't force things to get better. I can't have all the answers. But there's one thing I am sure of, it's that we can make this work. If we don't at least try, I think that would be a real shame. You need to try to reconnect with Natsuki. Natsuki's dad looks shocked. I'd be surprised if I were in that situation too. Why? There's no way she'd let me back into her life. I don't know. She might be scared of you, and the idea of changing how she lives right now might be terrify her once. Might terrify her more. But deep down, I think she still cares about you. She even told you as much. She literally said that she does still care about him. She even told me as much. Hey! What if she didn't really mean it? She does that often. I don't think so. I think she was serious. I've been dating her for half a year now. I can tell when she's not being genuine. When I talked to her about you, though, she said that she still cared about you, but she didn't want to change her current lifestyle. Sorry. Like I said, it's really late. It seems like an odd time to lie. I think she would have said something like, "It doesn't matter if I care about him," or "I'm fine the way I am now," if she didn't want to be fully honest or something like that. It'd be strange for her to go out of her way to lie in the first place. My point is, I think we should at least try. We can get you and Natsuki a counselor, and I'd be there the whole way to help out when needed. If you really want to, you can try to turn yourself into another point, but for now, we'll at least try to connect again with Natsuki with my help. He thinks for a while. This talk has been lasting so long, I wouldn't be surprised if it were midnight at this point. Then, he raises his head and gives his answer. Everything we've talked about, all the anxiety, fear, and sadness we've gone through, all of it was leading up to this. Sure. I've got nothing else to lose at this point anyway. Let's try then. I want both me and my daughter to be able to get our lives back. Alright, I'll try setting up an appointment with a counselor for you two. After I check with Natsuki, of course. Can you even do that? In hindsight, it's probably not that simple to register someone into counseling like that. I can get started on it, if you say so. Should I come back tomorrow so we can talk again? That sounds like a good idea, yeah. Natsuki's dad walks over to the front door, walks out, and slowly shuts it. He still doesn't know your name, though. I think I caught a smile on his face as he was going out, but I couldn't tell for sure. Suddenly, I heard the door to my room creak. He's gone, Natsuki. She walks out into the living room and takes a deep breath. Okay. I have a question for you, Natsuki. Would you be interested in going to family counseling? I expected her to take a while to think about it, but she responds immediately. Yes. Really? You seemed against the idea of change before.
So, I may or may not have just heard the whole conversation you had with my dad. He'd be a good car salesman, honestly.
Oh. It is true I never decided on a dream job. Anyway! A little bit of humor in there. Go for it then?
I can't keep running forever. I've been thinking about it for a long time, honestly. I did say I still cared for him.
To clarify, you're absolutely sure you want to do this? Like, it'd be okay if I tried setting up an appointment.
You're still going to be there to help, right?
You're my girlfriend, so of course I'm going to do all I can.
Good. I'm being casual about this and all, but I'm still scared, you know. It stinks you can take this step forward. I'm doing this only because I trust you this much and because you haven't broken that. So, thanks.
Natsuki gives me a peck on the cheek and heads back to my room. I should probably get to bed soon too. It's amazing how much Natsuki's grown. I don't think she'd have agreed this easily if I offered the choice half a year ago. What a ride this has been. To think that we're finally going to get some closure on this feels unbelievably satisfying. Now it's only a matter of how tomorrow goes. I think that's where we end it. Not quite. Not quite. Here it is. The day where we experience the moment of truth. As I eat breakfast, I hear a knock on the front door. Natsuki's dad isn't here already, is he? I'll get it. I open the front door, and as it turns out, it was him after all, filled with exhaustion. Sorry for coming so early, but I had trouble sleeping. It's fine. I motion for him to sit on the couch. I look over and see Natsuki turn her head away at the breakfast table, which is fine. She doesn't need to talk right now, and I don't want to make her uncomfortable. So I talk to Natsuki, and I'm turning myself in. That's not where I thought this conversation was supposed to go. Wait, why? I'm filled with too much guilt. Nothing can change that. We're so close to patching things up. Don't you want to connect with your daughter again? I do, but I've messed up too many times now. I made a decision and I'm turning myself in. I'm sorry to say that your attempts at convincing me otherwise likely won't affect me. No, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Come on, at least give this a chance. Sorry, but I've made up my mind. Are you sure you want to throw all this away? You're so close to making this right. As I said, that changes nothing. Why does it have to be like this? I don't think things will ever be the same if he quits now, but there's nothing I can do either.
If what Alex says won't change your mind, maybe what I say will.
Natsuki? Natsuki gets up and sits down next to her dad. Is she really about to say what I think she's going to?
This is hard for me to do after everything you did to me. After you neglected me for so long. After you hit me. After actually me being well, I think it's the list, so I'll get to the point. You're a terrible parent. Sorry that hurts your feelings, but it's kind of true. But you're still my dad, you know?
I mean, you overheard the last conversation. He, said that he was a terrible parent 15 times. I don't think it hurts.
We still made some good memories over the years. Maybe not as many as most families, but those memories are important to me. I think it'll be a long time before I can trust you again, but I want to at least try. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe Alex has rubbed off on me more than I thought.
Natsuki, you've changed. It's hard for me to judge when it's been so long since I talked to you, but...
I guess, but that doesn't matter right now. Maybe you are willing to reconnect with me, but I want to reconnect with you. I'd feel awful if I felt like I missed a huge opportunity.
Natsuki's dad is shocked. Nothing else, just shocked. Natsuki turns towards me.
I have someone to thank for that. Someone who actually supports me, but that's a different story.
Natsuki still seems annoyed, which is understandable. I'm just proud that she's doing this right now.
Please don't turn yourself in. I want to at least try to get things back to normal. Please.
Natsuki's dad thinks it over as Emil anxiously waits for his answer. Years of conflicts, years of ups and downs, years of mistakes, years of decisions, and years of emotions are all coming together. All for one of the biggest decisions in their lives. Fair enough. We're starting family counseling then, are we? He did it. I was unsure down to the last second, but he did it. That's the plan. None of us knew what to say after that. We were also relieved that nothing comes to mind. And so begins the journey towards recovery. Does it end now? No. It's been a few months since Natsuki and her dad first started attending counseling. It hasn't been totally easy, but we've been managing, especially thanks to me being there to act as a pillar for the two. She doesn't fully trust him, of course, but we're slowly making progress. Her dad's been a lot happier lately too. Oh god, this is not quite rain clouds, but god damn it, this music. He started job hunting, which is already a great sign. I was somewhat unsure about this being the best way for things to go, but I think it is now.
Morning, Alex!
Natsuki gives me a hug and leaves the room to make breakfast. It's nice to see her showing the sweeter side all the time, as cute as her previous personality may have been. The word for that was tsundere, right? Doesn't matter. I like the new Natsuki better than the old one. Yeah, no, tsundere's a bitch. Don't deal with that. I noticed that she left behind a poem right next to me. Let's see what it says. What feels right? There's a voice inside everyone's mind. It helps make decisions of a special kind. What good does it do up there in your head? It helps you decide what's right. Sometimes things go from bad to worse. Your life's like a poem that's missing a verse. You're stuck at a tough choice with nowhere to go. You have to pick what's right. Nobody's always right, no matter how smart. Knowing what's right also comes from the heart. What seems right to you may be wrong to another, and that's fine as long as it's right to you. What if nothing feels right? Sometimes you might feel that way late at night, but you don't have to search hard to figure it out, because eventually you will know what's right to you. At least, I know what feels right. I care about what feels right to me, and that's all that matters. Good. This is what I was hoping for. I made my decision on what felt right, and I believe it led me on the correct path. As I get up myself, I hear a knock at the front door and go over to open it up. Oh, hey. Hello, just came to check up on you two. I see. We're doing great. Would you like to take a seat? I signal for Natsuki's dad sitting on the couch. I just like bringing this stuff up, but you two seem pretty happy, and Natsuki doesn't want to move in with me again, is that correct? Well, she does trust me more. Yes, and I doubt it's going to reach a point where she trusts me more than she trusts you. He has a good point. I turn over to Natsuki who's making a full breakfast meal. Well, Natsuki? Natsuki responds as she cooks.
I'd have to think about it. I could try, maybe.
Sorry, this thing has got a really sensitive right click for some reason.
What, you don't want me to stay here?
Well, maybe she didn't ever have her sweet side. Well, maybe she didn't have her sweet side all the time. It doesn't have to be a permanent thing. If we get far enough into our relationship, then maybe we could, and then you're going to be able to move back here.
That's not a bad idea. You better not keep me waiting. And from that point forward, Natsuki tried visiting her dad more often. She hadn't slept there overnight yet, but it was nice to see that she was spending more time with him. A little bit of an epilogue. Nicely in time, too. Once we finish this off, I think I can end at about the 35-minute mark. More time passes. How many times have the seasons changed? I've lost count. You sure you're ready for this, Natsuki? I'm ready to stay overnight at my dad's, yeah. Man, that means you're gonna move out eventually. I'll miss you. You already know I'm going to keep visiting you. I know, it just still feels kind of weird. Like you said before, if we ever got married, we wouldn't have to worry about that anymore, would we? That's true. Anyway, enough about that. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex. And then I was alone, and would be for the rest of the night. Every day since I had first met Natsuki has been an incredible journey for me. I remember being worried if we both liked each other, despite that it was obvious we did. I remember being worried about how I would confess when there was nothing to worry about in the first place. Then Natsuki started living with me. That's pretty neat if you ask me. The circumstances surrounding it were a bit weird, yeah, but it was fun. Then we started dating and it got even better. I had no idea I was capable of holding a relationship for as long as I have, let alone holding a relationship at all. I certainly didn't think I'd be helping Natsuki and her dad like this, but here we are now. I remember all those times I said things are going so great and everything is shining so bright right now and all that stuff, but things soon became sadder. Now though, I can say with confidence that I'm glad with how things are going. I can truly say that nothing will bring me down. And I don't think anything could bring me down either. I've gone through so much after all, that I feel like I can tackle anything. I guess this is it then. It seems like a good place to say that I'm at the end of this journey. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of silence. Before I know it, it's been 2 hours. Oh, wait, hang on. There's something I want to check. No, it is just silence. There were a few mods, actually. I'm not entirely sure which one, but there was this mod that actually had Monika speak in the history. Whenever silence came up, she would, like, say hidden things to you in the history, and you can be able to see that back. That's really clever. Before I know it, it's been 2 hours as I sit down and read some manga on the living room couch. I hear a sound at the front door and see none other than my girlfriend. What's up? I got bored. I kinda expected this, honestly. So, you know those cupcakes I promised you over a year ago? Kinda late with this, but we have to make them someday, don't we? So, how about now? Sure, why not? I love you, Natsuki. I love you too, Alex. Thank you for everything. And there you go, fade to white. And there we go. Thank you for everything. There we go. That is the good end. What, you want me to comment on what you've done? Here's some sort of congratulations. Besides, what else is there to say? You saved Natsuki, didn't you? She's recovering towards that normal home life, and you two admitted your love for each other time and time again. Though maybe you felt something was lacking. Did you think you'd get into a fight and deliver justice with your own hands? Well, that's just too bad if you were looking for one. I don't think Natsuki would have appreciated it, though. Is there anything more for me to say, though? Not that it really matters in the end. Don't let me keep you from being happy. Do what you want. And there you go. We have officially finished off the Natsuki mod. Natsuki mod. Yeah, it's totally a Natsuki mod when the bun is right there. No, we have officially finished off the Natsuki route. If y'all enjoyed this, then please do hit that like button. Only if you want to. Only if you want to. Completely up to you. If you enjoy what I make and want to see more of it, then a great motivator for me would be to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you're still notified as to when I upload my next video, which is hopefully actually going to be on schedule for a change. And according to my schedule, that's going to be tomorrow, so you'll be seeing another update from me soon. So yeah, this is where I'll be ending off the Natsuki route, and we'll be starting on the Yuri route the next time around. So I hope you're as excited for that as I am, because, well, it's about to get wild. We're about to get into some cutthroat technology here, so hope you're ready for that. In any case, Gel out.